Hello, everybody, and welcome to Above and Beyond. Vic, Karina, James, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Hello,
Good.
doing good,
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you for being here, James. Welcome to the show. It's your first time.
First time out here in raining Carlton.
Raining Carlton, that's right. Welcome to DFW.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So we're going to pick your brain today.
All right.
I know you know a thing or two about this. We're going to be talking about making better decisions. So let's jump right into it real quick. So how can family, friends, and people that are around you can influence you and for better or worse when it comes to making decisions?
Well, first, you have to realize that family and friends have a lot of influence on you because they're the people that you love and you care about, and their opinion matters and you care about. And so the things that they say to you matter, and it's and the things that they say could affect you both positively or negatively. So you have to first just make sure that the people that you surround yourself and listen to have your interest at heart, so that when they give you advice and things that you can make, that that they have your best interest at heart, so that you can listen and make good decisions from the good advice that they could give you. Because otherwise, people that don't have necessarily your best interest at heart, but they mean a lot to you, can give you some bad advice, and from that you can make bad decisions.
Right.
Yep.
And going off of what he said, family and friends, they kind of help build up the community around you, and they kind of define your culture and kind of who you are and your identity and things like that. So they influence the way that you think a lot. So it's really important to really be responsible for your own decisions and not just base it out of outside sources. Definitely hear them out, but overall just decide for yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, the people that are around you that are closest to you are the ones that are going to have the most
Biggest
opinion
impact.
and easiest available opinion.
Greatest influence, yeah.
Exactly. And the thing is, though, is are they qualified to give you advice
That's
on
also
this
true.
particular subject?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and whether you should actually follow or listen to it, is another thing. Yeah.
Correct.
And let me ask you another question. So let's say so your family, let's say family members, it's really hard to, let's say your dad or your mom that have been on earth for 30 plus years, more than you. How do you tell them, no, that's not the right thing to do? No, you're not right. Why would I want to do that?
You do it diplomatically. That's why.
Yeah.
Just don't say no.
Yeah.
So, but no, of course you're not going to say it like that. But of
Yeah.
course that's how you feel.
Right.
Or how can you differentiate when they're right, when they're wrong? Because for the longest time you think that, okay, my family, they can't do nothing
Is it-
wrong. They're always right.
Well, I'll tell you this from personal experiences. Since my parents are up in age, and some of the things that they've given me advice on, I know that just way off base. I've learned to listen to them, and then internally, I know that it's not good advice. And since it's their advice, I can take it or leave it. And I've learned to leave it, just so not to shun them in the sense of that, your advice doesn't matter, but they may be good in other things. So
Yeah.
I just kind of just take it in, nod my head, and then make the best decision for myself.
Exactly.
I definitely agree with James. Definitely hear them out, make them feel heard, and then decide for yourself whether if you want to go through this, accept their advice or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my feeling is with parents, you really can't hurt their feelings. they're your parents.
I don't know. You don't know my parents.
I
Right?
mean, you can take the advice, you can leave the advice. They're your parents. You can't get rid of them, and they can't get rid of you. So
Right.
that's the way you got to go with it.
Exactly. And how do you, when it's the right time to ask for advice to someone, or when is the right time to ask for advice when it comes to making the decision?
Well, I would say that when you've reached, I guess the point in which that you don't know which way to go, and you're really seeking advice. I mean, not that, sometimes people volunteer advice to you. You're not even asking for it. But when you're really seeking advice, I would look to a person that specializes in that, or someone who has firsthand knowledge of whatever I'm asking, and get their advice, and then from that weigh the options.
Person that has already been there.
That's already been there, and then see if whatever the consequences would be is something I can live with.
Yeah.
Whether it be good or bad, and take that advice from that person. What do you say?
So whenever I need advice, I kind of just talk to the people around me and find whoever has gone through what I'm currently going through or need advice from, and I just ask as many people possible just to get different inputs so I can consider my options and just the different outcomes that could possibly come out.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there comes a point sometimes where you don't know which direction to go, and then you seek advice to find the right path. I think that's the thing that I find anyway, is that when there's a moment of indecision where you have choices, you look for advice to help you make the right decision for yourself. So
When it comes to getting advice, does it have to be like a person?
Well, no, it doesn't. I mean, you can have your faith that you can, basically go your God, or and ask for advice. Sometimes it's contemplating and meditating. To get advice. Advice can come from various sources.
A book, a podcast, an audio.
Yeah,
all
TED
those,
Talk.
TED Talk.
Yeah,
YouTube.
exactly.
And so before we wrap it up, let's end on a final note. So overall, how do you become a better decision maker?
One is to be more informed. Don't just lock yourself into just a certain one go-to person, catch-all for advice. Read, seek out, answers, and come to the realization that you don't know everything, and be one that's always learning. That's what I'm saying, and you can make better decisions because you have a more open mind space of making other decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
Be open-minded and not so narrow-minded. Definitely open up your ears and consider all options and advice.
yeah,
Right.
just be a good listener. You have to listen, and you have to kind of sometimes sort of push down your preconceived notions, give different ideas a chance.
Right.
And
And
then, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's it. Yeah.
And he who has the more information wins, they say in business. I think that also that's something that you can use, but at the same time recognizing you're not always going to be ready.
Right.
So and not everything has to be perfect.
That's right.
That's it.
Yep.
So it's been fun, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Love the conversation. Please come back,
All right.
and you're welcome here every time you want. So that being said, please, guys, follow us on social media: Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Vimeo, Instagram. Did I say Instagram already?
No.
No.
I guess. Yes, Instagram. And with that being said, thank you, guys. See you
All right,
next
see you guys
time.
later.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See you
Bye.
next
Bye now.
time.